got Brian.
Hey, this is Robert.
What's up? It's Logan.
Hey, this is Steve, and this is the Bearded Bros Podcast.
Alrighty, guys.
Alright.
Yo. All right.
Back is stiff today. I don't know why.
I know mine's stiff. I can tell you that. God, we thought it would be a good idea last night. Well, Logan, you were there for me to pick Robert up, and boy, oh buddy,
That was a bad idea.
I
I
bet.
can tell you, my back does not feel good today. All right, so Dogman,
Yep.
Brian, I know you're big in all this stuff. You got any information that you want to put out,
Dogman.
or
Well, Dogman is 7 to 8 feet of stuff that you just don't want to mess with. Teeth, claws, all the stories I've heard about Dogman. Basically, it looks like a werewolf.
Yeah, all the pictures I've seen, that's what
Yeah.
it looks like.
yep,
Um, Pretty scary stuff. I mean, I've seen all kinds of videos and I've listened to all kinds of different podcasts, and you know, running into Bigfoot in the woods, that's a little scary. Running into Dogman in the woods, I'd probably make a mess of my pants.
I mean, believe it or not, like the sightings go back all the way to the 1800s, and like it didn't really gain popularity until the 80s when Steve Cook, it's a radio host, made an April Fool's song about the Dogman, and like out of nowhere, it just gained like a lot of popularity, and like ever since then, like more and more sightings been popping up and more stories coming out. And
Yep.
Oh yeah, and you know, everybody says Michigan Dogman, but Dogman has been seen in more states than just Michigan.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've heard of the Michigan dog, but yeah, absolutely.
That's the main one I heard of, was the one in Michigan.
Yep.
I mean, they all along, hell, all along the Appalachians, they've had Dogman reports.
Yeah. Yep. And where was the trying to think of the story of the family that got attacked? Um, where was that at again?
That was
You know where it is.
Land Between Lakes down in Kentucky.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's a crazy story. Hope, like I said, hopefully that guy, we can get that guy, the survivor from it
Yeah.
to come on. Supposedly, I mean, it wasn't his family. So basically, from what he said is, he was friends with the kids. Basically, they were an Amish family, but then they left the Amish community, and he doesn't know why they left. So, but anyway, he left the Amish. They left the Amish community, and then they went on that camping trip and asked him, hey, do you want to go? And he said he was about like 15 at the time. And anyways, he said that the dad and the son had went behind the camper to go collect wood for like a fire. He was in the front, and then he heard screams. So when he came around the side of the camper to see what it was, he seen whatever it was, that animal had the son like grabbed up, basically attacking him, and dad shot at it and hit the dog man or whatever in the shoulder, and then also shot the son. But they think that the kid was already dead, obviously, when the dad shot him.
Right.
But so that's what they found in that, because that's what a lot of people thought it was a little girl they found in that tree, but it was the dog man or whatever they found in the tree with part of the sweater or something like that in its claw of the girl.
Ooh.
So that's why they thought, because they seen the sweater, they thought it was her that was in the tree. But I guess he hid under he said the only way he survived is he hid under in the side of the frame underneath the camper, and then when whatever it was got inside the camper to go after the mom and the sister is when he took off running. And the cops were all there. I mean, it was a big cover up too. I mean, they tried to cover it up, saying nothing happened, like none of that stuff happened. And from what he said is they buried the family in like unknown graves, basically. Didn't let their family know at all. So yeah,
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know the whole story. I mean, he said he'd come out and do it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's some pretty scary stuff.
Right. Yeah, because he said they weren't even there very long. They pulled up, and parked the camper, and then they all got out. And them two went behind the camper to get to start collecting wood, and they got attacked.
There's actually a YouTube video that I just saw recently of a group of kids that were camping in Owl Creek, North Carolina, and they were actually run out of their campsite by a dog man. They actually got a cell phone video. You can't see the animal itself, but you can definitely hear it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty scary. And it from what the video was saying, they were camping up there telling spooky stories, and then they went into the woods, and while they were in the woods, they run into this thing. Only they didn't know it was there. So when they got back to the campsite, they all went to bed, and the one girl, I think she left the tent to use the bathroom or something, and she saw it standing by their fire, and
Mm-hmm.
immediately ran back into the woods. So the guys went after it, and that's when everything went south. It literally ran them away from the campsite and sat there and watched them for a good couple hours before it went back into the forest.
Jesus. I mean,
So
there's been tons of sightings of this. Go ahead, Logan.
I was just gonna ask, like, you guys believe in the dog man?
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a werewolf type animal, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like a man made because the guy, going back to that story, that survivor was talking that there was some kind of building that was right by the campsite that he thinks that they were like basically like an experiment, and he let them loose because they didn't think anyone would be camping because it was wintertime, and let them loose, and then that's when they attacked them people,
Yeah.
and that's why it was like a big cover up. They try to hide everything, like hide the bodies, like all this stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a experiment that went wrong, and now it's just. But I mean, there's tons of sightings, everywhere. Like you said, different states, not just one state. So I don't
I
Yeah.
know.
don't necessarily think it's an experiment gone wrong per se, because these sightings go all the way back to the 1800s.
Right, right.
What I think,
Yeah, I mean,
honest to
I
God,
don't know.
what I think the dog man is I think the dog man is, well, it's a werewolf. That's where I think the dog man isn't just in the U.S. I think
Oh
they're in Europe
no, no,
too,
not at all.
and that's where the whole werewolf legend came from. Because a lot of the werewolf stuff comes out of Europe and came over here with the people that immigrated here.
Right.
Mm.
And I think that I think Dogman is a werewolf, and that's where the whole werewolf legend comes from. Are these creatures?
Right.
I mean, that makes more sense because, like, one of the first recorded stories was back in 1887. Basically, two lumberjacks saw a man with a dog's head, and in 1930, that was like the first one. Two lumberjacks saw a man with a dog's head. That was like the first recorded one in 1887. Then in 1937, this guy named Robert Fortney or something like that. He said he was attacked by five wild dogs, but he said one of them was a lot bigger and it walked on two legs. And I mean, that just sounds like the alpha male in a werewolf pack.
Right.
Yep.
I know. See, my grandfather, uh, my father's father, that grandfather, not the
Mm.
one in Kentucky, the one in Ohio here. my grandpa Dave, God rest his soul, because he left us 2 years ago. He lived right on Route 58 in Ashland there, right where 89 and
Okay.
58 split. And I have heard a lot of things in the dark out there that I cannot explain. I've heard weird weird howls, weird growls, big things moving about. I mean, there were certain cases where you'd hear something and grandpa would tell you get away from the window or
Hmm.
stay in the house. Don't go bothering that thing. I never knew what it was, and I always just called it the thing across the road. And it very well could have been a dog man. I don't know what it was. But the very
So when you say
last
noises,
time,
though, like what kind of noises?
howls, not like howls like coyote howls, but like these screaming howl type noises, growls, grunts, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't go out there either.
the very last time I was out there, which was the property's gone now. The property got sold off, but the very last time I was out there, it was getting right around sunset, and I was actually out there with my wife, and everything went stone quiet, and just something huge was moving around in the woods across the road there, and I wasn't sticking around to find out what it was because the property had
Right.
been empty for 2 years. There hadn't been any people there except once a week to cut the grass. So who knows what had been coming and going through that place?
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I'm sure, like, I'm sure some people look at us like we're just freaking straight up nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about and Bigfoot, all
right,
this other. But man, you never know. You do not. No one knows. Because I mean, you don't know what's out there at
right,
all.
exactly,
And honestly, I don't want to walk up to. And if there is a dog man, and 7, 8 feet tall or whatever that looks like that, I'm not really trying to walk up on it to see if it's real or not.
right. Do I believe in Dogman? Yes, absolutely I do. Do I believe in Bigfoot? Yes, absolutely I do. I've seen Bigfoot.
Hmm.
I haven't seen Dogman, but I've heard some pretty sketchy things that leads me to believe, yeah, it's possible. You spend as much time in the woods as I have, you see all kind of weird
Right.
stuff.
I believe in anything that the government tries to cover up and says is a hoax or whatever, because I already know how that goes.
Hey, here's a good example. I used to hunt in this place, Killbuck Marsh down by Shreve, here in Ohio. That place, when see, it's different now because one, it's all flooded out, and two, the Park Service took it over and cut down half the vegetation.
Uh,
But that place, just the trees alone give you this eerie feeling. And
right.
then I wasn't there that time around, but my uncle and my dad were telling me that they were down there rabbit hunting and they saw across the pond from them down there some sort of white, like, cat, not even really a cat, but like cat like coyote type creature. So, I mean, it's possible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely don't know for sure. Like, there's so much. There's so much woods around
Right.
and wooded areas. You don't know what's in them.
I mean, part of it could be my own paranoia because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like being in the woods in the dark. At least not without
Right.
some sort of weapon. My grandfather and my father saw to that. They used to tell me all kind of Bigfoot stories and monster stories when I was a kid to keep me from wandering away, which, hey, it kept me close by and safe. But I mean, to this day, I don't like being in the woods in the dark.
I haven't liked being in the woods in the dark since I watched the Blair Witch movie. So I mean, that's just
You,
me.
you know,
Yeah,
Hey, that was a
it,
pretty creepy movie when it came out.
it
you know,
was. It was.
my own paranoia, plus the things that I've heard, the things I've seen, the things that I've seen on the internet. It just
Right.
it ugh, you know.
Yep. That's for sure. I'm a grown man. I don't care. I mean, I don't mind going in the woods, but I really ain't trying to go out there by myself
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
no. I
I'd
don't
rather
blame
I'd rather be with someone that can run because if something happens to me, man, I want someone that can run and get the freak out of there and go get some help. Not someone that's gonna be stumbling over everything and falling, trying
Well,
to get out of there.
I
And
ain't your Huckleberry there, pal. I'm built for power, not
nah,
speed.
yeah, I'll be
Joe
sure not to
King,
call you when I go to the woods.
you're gonna call me because I'm the one that goes hunting. I'm the crazy hillbilly. That's why you're gonna call me.
Yeah,
So Joe brings up a good point. He's asking, is it possible that the Dogman and Bigfoot are one and the same?
You know that brings
you
me
never
to
know.
a. Oh, go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry there.
Oh no, I just don't know. I mean, no one's been like up close and personal to one to say yeah or no, that's not the same thing.
That actually brings me to a very interesting point. I recently ran across a YouTube video um of they actually believe that there are seven different types of dogman. One of which is very similar to a Bigfoot, but it's got more of a pronounced snout on it. They call it a gugwy,
Mhm.
and it's very possible that maybe they're one and the same. But then again, they could be two different animals that are very similar.
Right. I mean, they're both pretty much like from people say they're both pretty much the same height, hairy. I mean, other than people saying one looks more like type Dylan and one looks like a werewolf. But again, like I said, I don't know of anyone, and maybe there has been, but I don't know of anyone that's been like that close to one to say, yeah, okay, one's a Bigfoot, one's Dogman or whatever, but or they're both the same thing, and people are just giving it different names basically.
Anything's possible.
Right.
There's actually a YouTube channel that I listen to every now and then called Dogman Encounters, and
Mm-hmm.
it's one of them people write in with their experiences and sightings, and yeah, what? Excuse your French. Ashley Carter says, "Let's go where they found the last sighting in Ohio at night and see if we can find anything."
That's right. That's my brother doing that. All right. Well, Brian, I'll tell you what you say this, bro, but when we do it, I expect you to freaking be ready, camping, camping gear packed and ready to go, because you are gonna go. That's for sure.
I'll make sure to bring the hollow
Yeah,
points.
yeah. Debbie said we don't want to hear about dog man. Bigfoot is the man.
Bigfoot is the man.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's like I said, I don't know. I don't know how many like as far as like numbers go, how many more sightings there were of Bigfoot than there were of Dogman, or if Dogman was spotted more. I mean, I hear more stories about Bigfoot, obviously, being spotted and seen and all that than I do of Dogman. But it goes to the same thing with the pictures. Like people try to put pictures of, oh, I spotted Dogman, and it's all blurry. You can't see nothing except like a dark spot. Same with like Bigfoot. You know,
Right.
you can't see anything.
I mean, I haven't even heard of
So
Dogman
I don't
until
know.
it was
Like
brought up on the chat.
oh, you never heard of him?
Not until it was brought up on the chat. I haven't heard of him.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. It was Uncle Jerry that said. I figured it was Uncle Jerry that said that. Bigfoot. He's a big Bigfoot fan for sure. They just went to well, it was some kind of like Bigfoot festival thing down in Tennessee. They went down there.
Yeah, they
Went
had
to
the
that. I know
Sasquatch
there's one in
Festival down there.
yeah. I don't know if they have anything like that in Ohio or not.
I don't know. I know Tennessee
Maybe
has
anything like that.
the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference.
Hmm.
But going back to the Dogman though, I was reading the story, and the story goes back from 1961, and there's a picture. I won't call it evidence, but there's like quotations proof of Dogman.
Hmm.
Um, but basically it was the 1961. It was middle of the night. I think it was like 3 a.m. And there's security guard for a plant. Well, a watchman, whatever they want to call him. He said he heard a noise at the fence, and so he looked over and he seen like a canine slash man creature, but it's too big to be just a man. And he took a picture of it, and a lot of researchers looked at this picture and basically said it was authentic because it's the way the picture is. I guess it was a negative, and there was no way it could be altered or like photoshopped. So I'm gonna pull up this picture real quick, and this was the
Okay.
picture that he took.
Joe said they have one, and Joe said they have a Bigfoot festival in West Virginia too.
Gotcha.
What part of West Virginia
Oh
did they have
dear
that in?
Lord.
Let me see this. You know what? I've seen that picture before. Yeah, it's like by the light. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen that picture.
When
See
was it?
that? And like, yeah, how can you? You said that was
Well,
when, Robert?
Back in 1961.
well, fellas, that ain't no Sasquatch. I can tell you that.
No, no, not at all. I mean, think about it. 61. You're not. I mean, I guess you can get costumes like, but not like that. I wouldn't think.
I mean, not really, because look how the leg is like,
Not
how it's
in
shaped and shit.
not in
Right.
1961. I mean, if y'all ever seen the Planet of the Apes movies,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have back from then.
and
Yeah, like the originals. Yeah.
right, and that was like top of the line costume work back then. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah, it's a little different. I'm actually gonna pull up another
yeah, for sure.
photo. I have to still get to it, but it's
All right.
basically showing the size of like just the paw or claw or whatever you want to call it compared to a 12 gauge shotgun shell. So give me a few minutes to get it set up, and I will go ahead and throw it up there.
All right.
So Joe, I see. So I'm guessing you're from West Virginia. Have you? I ask you guys too. Have you guys ever seen the? It's like a documentary called. Uh, it's like the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. Have you guys ever seen that?
I haven't.
I have not.
Watch it, dude. I mean, it's a pretty good documentary. I mean, it's the people themselves, man. They're just they're just them like carefree people that just they do not care what they do, what say. Like it's funny, but then like I don't know, they're just like real people. I know what I'm saying. Like they're not just like they don't care that the cameras are there or not. They say whatever they want, do whatever they want. It's pretty good.
All right, so I got this
And
picture
then
set up,
all
and
right, okay. And Joe, another one, Joe, since you're from West Virginia, you guys too, have you guys ever seen like I wouldn't call it a documentary, but it's like episodes on YouTube, and I forgot who does it, but they're called the
Holy
Whitakers.
hell.
What is that?
that is a paw print from a supposed dogman, and it's compared to the size of a 12 gauge shotgun shell.
Jesus.
Dude, that's a 3 inch. Holy hell, man! That shell, that's a 3 inch deer slug. You can see the open end on the bottom. So just the bottom pad itself is bigger than 3 inches.
Right. Can you imagine that thing smacking you though? You know what I'm saying? Like that thing's huge.
Holy hell.
And believe it or not, like the guy that survived the attack in the 80s, like he said there wasn't even a whole lot of like dismemberment or anything like that from the bodies. He was like there wasn't really a whole lot of blood. They were just
Hmm.
killed. I mean, not to make a joke about it, but if I was there and got smacked in the chest by that Paul, chances are my everything's gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched I watched a video on YouTube the other day where a guy had found, and I don't remember if it was like for Dogman or if it was for Bigfoot, but anyway, this guy had found some deer because he has a pond and he found some deer laying there, and obviously they were dead, but they were completely gutted, like no blood around where these deers were, like to where they were shot or something like that, no bullet holes, like there was no blood. These things were cut open, gutted, and just left there, and like he thinks they were drugged to that like location where they found them. But I mean, could you imagine like an animal just freaking completely gutting a deer like that and like leaving no trace of where it came from? Like there was absolutely nothing, like no blood trail, nothing to where how this deer got to where it was, but it was completely like gutted, like cleaned on the inside.
I mean,
That's
believe it or
crazy.
not, that picture that I have up right now, that's from 2007. Okay, and
Ooh, buddy.
the story behind that was a politician was driving and seen eyes like in the wood lines, so he slowed down,
Mm-hmm.
and the eyes were 6 to 7 feet tall, like off the ground. So he said it took off, but left behind a paw print, which is the one that was put up there. And he said the creature that he's seen was standing over a deer. So I mean that
That's what
could
I'm
be
saying. Like
the
with that same thing.
right.
Yeah, that thing's huge. There's no way. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way I would even. I don't care like what kind of evidence I would have that I seen one. I'm not that close to one to say, yeah, I've seen one because I'm not gonna tell about it.
Yeah.
That
I
thing
don't
hit
think
you
I
with
want
that
to
paw
follow that
one
thing.
time. just follow wherever it goes.
It's like, oh, look at these red eyes. They're so tall. I think I'm gonna go to it.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna walk up to that son again. Like, wow, that's such a big freaking claw print. I'm definitely finding this thing. Yeah, we're gonna talk. It's nuts, man. How big these things are. Like even Bigfoot. Like look at the prints on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the one you put up the one day, Brian. That thing's huge.
Right.
I don't want to see one at all. Like I want to see one, but I don't be close enough to get hit by one.
The Dogman seen in Franklin, Ohio. I can't say I've heard of that one.
Franklin. No, neither of us.
Where is that at?
Franklin County. Where's
Frank,
Franklin
Franklin
County
County,
at? That
Ohio.
sounds like almost like Columbus area. Sounds like
Oh,
almost
Yeah.
like Columbus area.
alright.
Can't
Franklin. I'm
say I've
pretty
heard
sure
of that
Franklin
one.
County is. No.
That's
Robert, can you look that up real quick?
that's what I'm
Which
doing
one?
right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dogman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where Franklin County is, like by the Columbus area. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Franklin is down
Pretty sure
by
that.
Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of that one either. And I was literally just trying to look up stuff like on YouTube about like Ohio sightings.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure there's more like up in like northwest Ohio. There's probably more sightings because in Michigan, it's all over the place.
Oh yeah, I mean
So
even
I'm
into
sure.
Wisconsin, the big famous one is the Beast of Bray Road, which is in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a there's a stretch of road there. Um, it intersects. It's Elk something or another. But I guess there's multiple sightings of this thing in Wisconsin.
I'm gonna have to
Hey,
do some research on that stuff. Yeah.
hey, Stevie, you remember when we was working in Elkton, Ohio, down by Cincinnati?
Yep.
Why does town just look like it would be a hot spot for these things?
Dude, it does, because like, isn't that town where like there was like so many houses that were just like not even boarded up, but just like overgrown with like trees and weeds, and it was just, dude, it looked like a ghost town, but people still live there.
Yeah, people lived in these houses, and the houses were overgrown with just like a bunch of shit. It had like weird stores, and the whole place just looked
Yeah,
weird.
like you could tell the houses itself were like older, really old houses. But yeah, I mean, it was just, yeah, overgrown, like grass not cut, just everything surrounded it, like an old creepy house, but people live there. And it was like, yeah, that would be something that like you would want to walk through at nighttime. You know what I'm saying, and see what you can see,
Right.
because that was, yeah, it was a creepy little like ghost town, but yeah, it was, people were still living there.
Now, I guess one of the main questions would be though, let's say you are out in the woods. Would you rather be, well, not rather be, but would you prefer to run into a Bigfoot or run into a Dogman?
Um,
Well, you
I
got
don't
a
know. I'm sorry,
50-50
Bigfoot.
shot of the Bigfoot just escorting you out of the woods. Whereas a dogman, I'm pretty sure you run into a dogman, you're lunch.
Yeah, I mean, from all the reports that I've read and stories I've read, compared to the two Bigfoot and Dogman, with Bigfoot, yeah, there's typically one, maybe two that you see, and they usually keep their distance unless you provoke them.
Right.
But with Dogmen, there is no provoking them. They're there to kill you. Like that's the reason why they showed up in the first place, and they
Well,
usually do it in
Yep.
packs.
Well,
going
if
back
you have a
to
gun, do you think it'd be easier to kill a dogman or a Bigfoot? Because I've heard of Bigfoots taking
Mm,
multiple shots, and when I'm reading on some things, it's saying like you shot a dogman. You know what I mean?
I mean, it really all depends.
well, I
I
know
mean,
the
how
one.
fast is a Dogman?
Probably, I would
Exactly.
assume pretty quick.
Right. I mean,
shot
if
placement, my
Yeah,
friend.
that's
they can weave it in and out of trees like it's no
the
problem,
biggest
and
thing. Right, that's the biggest thing is how fast. How much faster is Dogman and the Bigfoot, or how much faster is Bigfoot and Dogman? Because yeah, you can shoot it, that's fine. But if it's that fast, ain't no point in letting it standing there attacking like somebody, and you can aim your gun and shoot it to where you can kill it. But if it's coming at you, then I don't know if you can.
hmm,
Shot placement, my friend. Shot placement.
that
Uncle
is
Jerry put on
possible.
here
But you also got to think
January
if it's
28th, January 28th, 2021, Dogman sighting in Circleville, and there is a video.
Holy shnikes.
hmm,
Circleville. That's I know that's in Ohio.
Yeah, Circleville's in Ohio. And the place I
Yeah.
was thinking of in Wisconsin, it's Elkhorn. Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Okay.
That's where the dogman, the Beast of Bray Road is sighted all the time. Is in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And
Are you
again,
look? Are you looking at video up, Robert?
I was going to, but once I start playing it, everyone's gonna hear it on the stream.
Gotcha. Okay. I can look it up real quick, so I can just mute it.
and once again, the report from Elkhorn, it's saying a beast between 6 and 7 feet tall, human body covered in hair, with the head resembling a wolf.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, even going back to the Land Between Lakes scenario. Um, there's been reports that I read that every year around. See, their hunting season starts in early fall, just like ours does, and every year at the beginning of hunting season and into the winter, one or two hunters goes missing every year.
Yep.
which leads me to believe that maybe this thing is most active in the fall and the winter when there's people in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
People equal easy
Yep.
prey.
What also makes you think too, like that attack that happened in the '80s. There was no missing person.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were all there and they were all accounted for and they were all dead except for the one that survived.
Right.
But when you're getting these
Right.
random disappearances, that makes it more like I guess a werewolf. I mean, because let's say in that pack, one or two of them died off, from old age or someone hunted them or whatever.
Right.
They want to go ahead and grow that pack back, so they go and find people or a group of people. And with the werewolves, once you get the bite, either you're going to accept it or it's going to kill you. And
That's it.
Yep.
That's saying it even works that way.
right, that's just more a theory than anything.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
But let's say that's how it worked. Once you get bit, you're either going to accept the bite or it's going to kill you. And the ones that it didn't accept it and it got killed, like the '80s attack. Let's say they were trying to grow their pack, so they all got bit, or however they do it, and none of them accepted it, so they all died off. But the people that go missing, their body accepted the bite, and then now they're a part of that pack.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. My Uncle Jerry put on here again that December 9th, 2014, um, a night worker relates his terrifying run-in with I guess a bipedal dog man
Bipedal.
in Ohio.
Bipedal dog man in
Bipedal,
Ohio.
bipedal dog man. Yeah. That's the thing. Like like that's why I was trying to look up stuff like sightings in Ohio because you hear about Bigfoot all the time, sightings in Ohio for Bigfoot all the time, but then you don't really hear about sightings of Dogman in Ohio. But then yeah, I mean
Right.
there is I guess yeah there is videos of like certain areas of Ohio that it's been spotted. So I'm gonna watch some videos actually after we get off here tonight and just see what they are. And I'll put some stuff on like the page or whatever just in case anybody else wants to see it.
Right. I mean, there was one occurrence. Now that I'm really thinking about it, and unfortunately, the guy that was with me, I we had a falling out, and I don't talk to him anymore. But we were his stepfather owned some land down in Caldwell County, which is down by Marietta in southern Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided to go for a walk, like real early morning, just before the sun was coming up. And down there in Caldwell, there was something keeping pace with us in the woods. Like we're walking down the road, and there's something in the woods just out of view that was keeping pace with us. Like we'd stop, it would stop, and it really makes me wonder if that wasn't what that was. Because to this day, neither one of us knows what it was. We know something was hunting us down there,
Right.
and we had made it back to his stepdad's camper before anything bad had happened. But heaven forbid if we didn't. Make it just makes you wonder.
Yep.
Something you'll never know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And the worst part is the fact that when you do know, it's too late. I mean,
yeah,
one of those, oh yeah, I'm going to go see if this exists. And you'll never hear from the guy again if it does exist.
right.
So,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna look like more into like the Ohio sightings.
I think you get more luck trying to find stuff in like the Michigan stuff where it supposedly originated from, where it gained popularity.
Michigan
Right.
or Bray Road.
I just I was just on YouTube when I was looking up the Ohio stuff. That Bray well yeah it's Bray Road and County something. But yeah, it says like haunted by a werewolf or whatever.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of werewolves, but I don't I don't want to run into one under any
Right.
No,
circumstance.
not at all.
Right.
At all.
Absolutely.
Like I don't care what the circumstances. I don't want to run into it because there's no good outcome of that at all.
No.
I was watching this documentary type thing before we got on, and it was on the History Channel. And this dude actually brought a caught like a pretty like crazy video of a dog man.
Really.
Yeah, I could probably send it to the chat, but it was pretty crazy.
Hmm.
Huh.
But also thought it was crazy because it was on the History Channel.
Right.
Yeah. They actually have all kind of interesting stuff on. Like there's this one called "These Woods Are Haunted," and it shows you a bunch of reenactments, but there's a lot of stories on there of people running into stuff in the woods, like Dogman and Bigfoot, and
Yep. Robert, I just sent you a picture. Brian sent it to me. He said they were when they were walking in the woods the other day. That's something he found. And he took a picture of.
Hmm. I'll pull it up. I'm a little doesn't seem all that big. It looks like just someone just stepped in the mud.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. So I just sent it to you. So yeah, you can pull it up. Maybe we can. I mean, that looking at it, that looks like the shape of an actual. You know what I'm saying? Actual foot.
Right. So I'm pulling
But I
this
don't
up
know.
real quick. All right, I threw it up there.
I
I don't
don't know
know.
what that looks
oh
like.
wow,
Yeah, I mean,
that
I don't know. I don't know if that's when they went to the orphanage, or I'm guessing it was because that's where they went. But yeah, I don't know.
that looks like a person stepped in another person's footprint. Zoom out a little bit.
Zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, zoom out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does look like that.
That looks like a Bigfoot track that somebody stepped in.
For size comparison, I
I
didn't
said,
even
look
see
how.
the outer one. I was looking at the inside
Yeah,
one.
Neither did I.
Holy
Yeah, I
crap!
mean, look how big that other one is.
and look how deep it is.
Yeah, I didn't see that
Holy
one until just now.
shit!
Ryan, where was this at? So that way we kind of. Because I mean, if it was like the orphanage area, I mean, that's pretty close to all of us.
Yeah, it is.
Like the one, like the smaller one, looks like an actual like person's foot. But the like, I don't know. I don't know what like. I guess I don't have a to compare that one to another one.
To me, that's exactly what that looks like. It looks like a person stepped into a Bigfoot print for size comparison. Because if you look at the
Right.
shape of the outer track, that looks exactly like the pictures that I shared last podcast.
I mean, it does, but them toes look like in the little one look long and weird.
I mean, either way, I'm not so much worried about the inside footprint, but that outside one.
The outside. Right.
Right. See, Jerry Carter here. My son and I watched what we thought was a Black Panther for a bit of 5 minutes. Actually, You know what, Jerry? Um, look up what's it called? Panther Trails. Um, in either 88 or 89, the sheriff actually shot a Black Panther um, on the other end of Lorain County toward Ashland County. So that's actually that may be something there.
Well, what he posted, it's a post from the Dogman in Jefferson
Story
County.
from something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out from Brian where that was. So that way, maybe one day we could take a little trip out there just to walk around and see if we can see anything.
I used to walk around in them woods all the time when I was younger.
Hmm.
Yeah, find out where that was. It's definitely worth a look.
Right. I mean, you never know. Like I said, the one I get that's a footprint, an actual footprint, but the other one, bigger one, is pretty big. He said it was bigger than his boot. He was like a size 12. So I
Yeah.
mean, it was bigger than that. So yeah, we're gonna have to find out.
Hmm. Alrighty.
So I
Yeah.
know this is going a little off topic, but have you guys ever heard of the Alaskan Triangle?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard something about that. I watched like a 10-minute documentary on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching stuff on it the other day.
Yeah.
I
People go
guess
missing in the Alaska Triangle all the time.
they said one person goes missing every day since up till now since 1988. One person goes
Yes.
missing every single day, and like I get the terrains like it's crazy out there, and I guess there's like tons of like wild animal out there. But I mean, from 1988 till now, one person going missing every single day.
Right.
Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people.
Um, I actually just watched Discovery Plus has a pretty good documentary on a Bigfoot that's up there in the Alaskan Triangle. The Inuit up there call it Nantinak. It's actually the documentary is called Alaskan Killer Bigfoot. It's actually worth a look. It's pretty cool.
Well, I watched a little bit of that. I was, about that last triangle. I was looking at a little bit of it, and that's what a couple stories were. Like these fishermen had ran into one, and they said from what they can tell with like the Bigfoot thing, they said it was a bear, like a black bear or whatever, and the bear just took off running. And obviously out in Alaska, like the bear is like the top, top dog out there of you know killers. They'll kill
Right.
any animal out there. But then uh, he said that the black bear took off running, so they sat there for a minute, see what it was running from, and they seen like a black object come from behind the trees, and they said it stood at least like 8, 9 feet tall, and had like the face features of like a human, but then like it was hairy, obviously like apes and stuff like that. But yeah, it had like the face, but they said it was so fast, like they don't understand. It ran like 100 yards within like seconds because they said it was, and running through woods like that, I mean, if it was a regular person dressed up, they're in a costume, they're tripping, they're doing something. This thing just took off through the woods, like knowing how to get around this stuff.
Right. I mean, so supposedly these things can clear a road in like 3 strides.
Right.
Jerry Carter here put up a link. It's a pic of Dogman in Ohio.
I looked at it. It's not. It's a
Either way, that
drawing.
either way, that's pretty freaking creepy looking.
It looks like a bear slash something.
I'll throw
That's
it.
actually
I'll throw it
going
up on the stream.
back to what I was saying about the different types of Dogman in that one video I was talking about. One of the types that they were talking about actually looks kind of like a hyena, which is
Yeah.
kind of what that looks like.
Yeah, it does actually.
That thing is creepy.
That looks
Ugh.
like that looks like it could be like a few different things.
Yeah.
Like in the face there.
I mean, either
That
way,
thing does look.
whatever that is,
Right.
not mess
Whatever
around
that
with it.
is. Definitely not something I want to run into.
Especially
No,
at
not at
like
all.
8 feet tall, 7 feet tall. That thing.
Right.
There's some that
It's
even go up to
ripped
10
like it's
feet.
too bad. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Could
want
you
to run
imagine the
into that.
damage that thing would do to you?
Right. I wouldn't
I
wouldn't
mean,
want to run into that thing at 4 feet tall.
no, not at all.
Not
That's even
really.
creepier.
Right.
That's even creepier being that small and looking like that. I mean, I'd run into a 7'1" other than a 4'1" looking like that. I promise you that.
Who's whispering?
It
That,
hasn't
that
said where he found that at.
Does anybody else hear that, or was it just me?
But you're hearing whispering?
what
Yeah.
I don't
whispering?
hear anything.
I ain't hear nothing.
Listen, Logan. Don't be possessing my stream now.
I'm
Maybe
serious.
we
I
need a
heard someone whispering
maybe
something, and it was clear as day. I'm not even making this
you
up.
might have to get your house.
Logan, quit playing with the spirit box.
Right. He's like, I hear voices.
I mean,
What?
I don't hear it now, but I did hear it.
Put the Ouija board down.
Yeah, I didn't
So
hear anything.
weird. I feel like somebody's
Yeah.
messing with me.
He said, "You guys hear that? Who's whispering?" It wasn't
Somebody
us,
knows.
that's for sure.
Whoever's somebody on the stream knows about it, because I feel like there's somebody next to them whispering.
Where is that?
That's an alarm on my phone going off.
I was like, what the heck's going on?
We're so paranoid now.
Oh, Logan's hearing whispers. I'm
I heard
hearing alarms
no
going
one's hearing a
off.
whisper. Now aliens are freaking landing. Aliens are landing over at Brian's house, it seems like. And now he's not even talking. Oh, God.
He's gone.
They done got him. They done got him. They said, nope, you're talking too much about this. Done.
Listen, pal. Listen, pal. I'm married, so maybe a good probing is what I
Oh,
need.
you are
okay?
there. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I get that. I see. I can't. When old Jerry puts them pictures up, I can't see them like on here, so I can't see them until you post them on the thing.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's a
It
super,
definitely looks like something running on all fours.
super small picture, though. Oh, didn't mean to pull that back up. All right, I must try to zoom in on this thing as much as I can.
Okay.
And so it's a little blurry, but I mean,
Looks like something running on all fours there.
either that or crawling. There's been a lot of reports of it like being down on all fours, and
Yeah.
then it stands up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that a lot of the reports that I've read or things that I've seen, they all start that way where it was kind of crouched down or on all fours and then it stood up.
Right, and even from this picture, you can see like
Right.
the upper half where the head and torso is. You can see the muscle definition and how like broad shoulder this thing is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Screw all that. I just cannot imagine like walking through the woods and hearing something behind me and looking behind and something like that running after me. Number one, it wouldn't have to kill me because I'm gonna have a heart attack right there and be done.
Right?
I'm not playing dead. I am dead.
I'd be done right there. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I wouldn't let you kill me. I'm gonna have a heart attack right here. I don't want to feel the pain of wherever that's gonna bring me.
So, question: What out of all like the urban legends and lore stuff like that, what's more creepier, the stuff that you see on land or stuff like underwater?
You
Probably
know,
land.
I'd say on land just because, yeah, but just because on land they can, that's something that can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you go underwater, but they can stay underwater all for all I care. But the stuff on land, that's something that can kill you if it gets a hold of you.
Fair enough.
And you're talking like the Loch Ness monster and the
Yeah.
Kraken and
So,
everything, though, right?
Yeah, like just all like the urban legends and lores.
Yeah. I mean, the shit in the water is pretty crazy, but I can avoid the water.
right? That's just it. I can avoid the
exactly.
water.
That's
I
what I'm saying.
live
Like,
on land.
yeah, the stuff in the water is probably right. The stuff in the water is probably, yeah, more creepier and all that. Absolutely. But I don't plan on going that far. That. So, yeah, the stuff on land, man. I mean, like I said, that's where we live on land. That thing grabs you.
Unless it's like Atlantis, and it's two in the same. They come out of the water onto the land.
Right.
You better calm down, Robert.
I
We
mean,
doing all that
I don't
nonsense.
know if you ever seen a Godzilla movie, but that is exactly what happens. Okay.
I, I have I have seen yeah. So I mean, there's not much we can do if something like that comes out of the water, walking on land. There's not too much we can do.
It's true.
But
There's
then I will
really
go back to my I'm gonna have a heart attack situation, and that's it.
Here's
I mean,
another
I do like
picture.
Godzilla, but what are you gonna do if it ever comes out of the water?
This is from a report from 2016. It doesn't say where, but here's a picture that was in the report. And if this isn't convincing, I don't know what is.
that's a little creepy.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
I'll go ahead
you
and
can
throw that
definitely
up there.
you can definitely like, I guess like wolf-like features in the face, but I mean, I don't think the only thing is like I don't see no legs. I mean, maybe there is. I don't know. But I mean, it looks like it's.
Look, it looks like the picture was taken out the back of a truck, like it was chasing them.
I'm gonna try to. Jesus.
Well, it looks like it was taken right, and I mean, look at the height. You know what I'm saying from the back of that window
Yeah.
to that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess it. eh, Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I don't know. It looks more like a. I don't know what the hell it is. I can kind of see a bear. I can kind of see a cat.
I mean, it also could be like
Looks like
a
our
wolf or
lives
something
might
that's
have been
jumping.
Yeah.
interrupted. Robert, did our lives stop?
No, it's still going.
Oh, because it looks like it's. I might have to. Yeah, because it ain't letting me play it or nothing.
Hmm.
I'll just go back on it. It's fine.
I mean, it's probably around a good time to end it, anyways. Leave some more stories for later dates.
Yeah. So there we have it. Dogman, fact or fiction? Um, Believe it or not. All right, folks. Well, this is
Yeah,
a good
yeah, no
place
kidding.
to stop. You've been listening to the Bearded Bros podcast with Brian, Logan, Robert, and Steve. Have a good night, folks.